Hey guys, welcome back to Content is Profit. Today we start the week strong, Fonzie with good news and some updates. I also have some updates about the challenges that we're running, but I think Fonzie had a list that he wants to go over with, and we can go off of that.
Well, first of all, now that you mentioned challenge, this is an invite for you, either watching or listening, to join the one-on-one Content Clarity Challenge. Yes, you heard that right. It is one-on-one. We meet every day for 5 days in a row. Hopefully, sometimes it changes because, responsibilities. But the whole goal is to help you craft a strategy that works for you. Because we know that every business is a little bit different. Every content strategy is a little bit different. You have your own limitations, your own constraints. And the whole idea of these 5 days is to put a game plan on paper that you can execute for the next 4 months and drive conversations and opportunities towards your business. So if you're interested, make sure you hit us up. Make sure you go to bizbros.co/monetize. Just sign up right there and we'll be reaching out to you to get you on the one-on-one challenge. So far,
it's completely
been
free,
a lot of fun.
Yeah,
completely free. It's been a lot of fun. We've had a couple people come through it. Today's episode is actually going to be a little bit about that, a little bit about the things that I've observed people that at very different levels doing the challenge, right? People with 20K plus a month in revenue, people that are starting out fresh. So it's a lot of fun to see where everybody is at, what they've been doing so far, where they want to take this, and then obviously us sharing some of our frameworks with them and helping them move one step forward.
So awesome, dude. So awesome. Well, I mean, that obviously for free. We're just a little background too. We're running a group challenge that has been paid, as in the Say It and Sell It challenge. So if you're part of the Facebook group, you're on it, and we're gonna go over some reflections, right? I think go in, do it with Fonzie, because I don't know how long we're gonna keep that one for free, but I think as long as Fonzie enjoys it, we're good to go. And as long as people are getting results, we're good to go. But you had a pretty good energy today when you reached out to me, man. So tell me, there's some thoughts that you wanted to share about the people that are going through the challenge.
I mean, there's a few things that I've seen. First of all, is that a lot of people obviously carry the belief of, I think social media is a challenge, the channel for me to monetize or get discovered, all these things, right? But I will, which might be counterintuitive, but I will lead with not every business needs social media, at the end of the day. And you're going to be like, what did you, how are you telling me that, bro? You're trying to sell me social media? Yes, absolutely. But it's my responsibility to be honest with you. And you got to look at your business and be like, okay, well, if it's been working so far and you have not done social media at all, there might be more that you can be doing within the strategy that you have been doing that is not going to take that many resources away from you. It's not going to take, that much bandwidth away from you, and it's still going to allow you to grow. That being said, if maybe you tap that out, there's no more opportunity there, and you do want to invest, and you do have the resources, and you have, the bandwidth. And by resources, I don't mean only money, but also the time, right? To learn this new channel and to implement a strategy there. Cool. Then go for it, right? But I see, just because, of course, it's very popular, you see most of the things that you see is the things that work out, because that are mostly the things that are going to pop on your feed, are the people that are doing good in social media. So your perception becomes, everybody's in social media. It works 100% if you're there. And just for context, a very small amount of people that are in social media actually get huge followings. That being said, you don't need a huge following to actually make good money in social media. So first of all, look at yourself, look at your business, and ask yourself, do I really need to be in social media? Because once you make that decision, it's an investment, right? Money, time, lots of bandwidth, lots of effort. But again, can everybody be successful on social media? My belief in there is yes. everybody can be successful in there. It's like a game. You got to level up. You got to improve, and you got to find a way. But yes, you can be in social media talking about businesses, right? If you want to drive traffic and opportunities.
Yeah, I say like based on what you said, obviously, I agree 100%. But one of the big beliefs out there is like, hey, if I have a big following, I'm able to monetize. Yeah, maybe. Who knows? There's examples of the opposite, but at the same time is maybe you don't need a big following. And, right now we just had the group call. I think it was a third check-in call for the people in the Say It and Sell It challenge. And I will probably put those people as like very beginning in their journey as content creators, right? Like they might not even have a product yet or a company. They're just exploring in a group environment, kind of putting their message out there for the first time. And this is like day 11 of the challenge. And it's been very interesting, the feedback, right? A lot of it is on the personal level, right? Because we're putting these prompts out there to put content out in a very private environment, which is the Facebook group. And people were like, well, I thought I was going to learn how to learn how to sell it like right from the beginning. But a lot of content is, if you start creating content on your own where you are the attractive character, is a very big personal development journey, right? So it's like, are we ready for that? Like, are we ready to share those stories? Are we ready to start learning? And like you said, building on that skill. And earlier today, I was listening to a video from My First Million, and he's talking about the four money rules. And one of them was getting very good at one of the skills. And one of the skills is content, right? It's communication. It's like how to tell stories, and that requires time. And he shares a story of this guy, wanting to learn the ukulele, right? And he put a timeline on it where it's like, okay, in a couple of months I'll be good. But as soon as he started playing, that one of the coaches or the teachers was like, we're gonna need more time. So he reframed that goal into a long-term goal. Like, hey, I am gonna be one of the best after 40 years, right? It's a little crazy. Steve Martin, actually the Hollywood actor, is the one in this story. And of course, after 10 years, like, he became really good by the fact that he reframed that goal as like, I'm going to go do this long term. And I think we relate a lot with content in that sense, is make a decision of, this is going to be a long-term play. I'm here to get better. I'm here to test things. The softwares, the algorithms, the platforms are going to change, are going to evolve. Am I willing to evolve with that? But at the same time, can I get better at my message I'm putting out there in different mediums? So I couldn't agree more. What are with your one-on-one? Because I personally have not, I don't run the one-on-one. This is on Fonzie's side, which is the ideal person to do this. Like, what has been like some of the, I guess, big belief shifts that you've seen with the people that have been going through the one-on-ones?
I mean, a lot of things this is the thing, like a lot of the message and the lessons you probably already learned it. If you've looked for the information, a lot of it is sometimes a reminder.
Yeah.
Sometimes people don't really know how to execute it, how to put all the puzzle pieces together and get organized and know what to do, right? Now, a lot of the people that have signed up, they're actually, from different industries. So content creation is not their bread and butter. So like you said, right, they don't really feel comfortable in front of the camera. They haven't developed that skill. So when you ask me, what are some of the biggest beliefs that they've shifted, it's probably the first one they got to conquer is the belief on themselves that they can get better, right? So actually, every day we have a homework, and usually I lead homework number one is you got to change your identity, right? Like, your identity now is that of a creator. Sure, you're your business owner, you got all these responsibilities, but now you're adding the identity of a creator. You feel comfortable communicating your message, right? You have your ego aside, and you don't mind the comments that might come your way or the feedback, right? Because at the end of the day, the results is not positive or negative. It's just information, right? That's another shift. Seeing the results not as positive or negative, but as data. Like, what information are we getting that we can use to improve? So those, I would say, are some big identity shift that are happening with the people that are taking on the challenge, which again, it's a lot of fun to see. And then as the challenge progresses and they get closer to day 5, you start seeing that they fully understand, right? There's putting all these pieces together and they're like, okay, I was saying that statement at the very beginning, but now I believe it, right? Now I feel like I have the knowledge and I'm starting to take action that I can see myself in that identity. Because obviously it's one thing to say it and then it's another thing to believe it, right? And you cannot, I don't remember who I heard this from once, but it was pretty much like, you cannot say affirmation. Like, I'm going to totally butcher it, but it was like, you cannot create your reality just by saying affirmations into the mirror at the end of the day. You need to take action, right? And that's what this is all about. Sure, you're saying that affirmation and you got to see it in yourself, but then with taking action every single day, you start developing that belief. At the end of the 5 days, you're like, you know what? I can do this. Because you need that for the next 4 months that you're going to be implementing the strategy. I mean, so it's very exciting to see.
Yeah, not just the 4 month, hopefully longer, but the first step.
So the 4 months is the cycle that we recommend for the people that are taking the challenge. What do I mean by the cycle? You have the strategy, test it out for 4 months, and then look at the data and make a conclusion from there, right? Do I keep going or do I stop? That's what we mean by the cycle.
Yeah, no, I love it, man. I think you've built something really cool. I've seen it. We have, I've seen the results and the change, I think, in mindset of a couple of the people that have been going through there. One specifically comes to mind. But in all the journeys, I think that's something that people completely ignore, right? Whether you want to be a YouTuber, short form content creator, or if you want to relate it to your business, right? If you want to be that attractive character, is such a big thing. And, you can test drive it for those, 5 days and see if that's really going to be you. I remember the conversation that we had a long time ago with Michelle after that event that we did in a mastermind. She had a brick and mortar store and she wanted to, everybody told her, you need a podcast. You need a podcast. And then after, I don't know how many months, she was able to reach out to us and we were able to kind of talk to her a little bit about it. We found out why she wanted a podcast. It's because everybody was trying to recommend to her. And we discovered that she didn't have the resources, or she didn't really have the knowledge, or she didn't really enjoy talking to a camera or a microphone. And what she was really into was writing a newsletter, for example. Are you back, Fonzie? Yep. And she was already writing for 2 hours a day. And for her, that was like her form of creation, is like sitting down and writing. And with that, she was able to develop, a newsletter that then she advertised her products in, that then brought people into the store that bought product. And then she was able to hire somebody to do the media, right? And again, like, these content frameworks apply to any type of content. In our specific case, obviously, we love podcasting. It's more of a free flowing type of content creation. We get to connect with incredible people. I get to connect with Fonzie. He gets to share these nuggets. And we love to chat. So that's why for us, that has been kind of like our cornerstone type of content. But also we've been experimenting with other things, which is always a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. What else you got? What else you got for me?
Man, you know what? Some thoughts came out on that group call, which was really interesting to me. I'm going through here through the notes, right? It's like, okay, we're on day 10 and people are like, I thought we were going to learn how to sell, right? I think the name Say It and Sell It is interesting. And it's interesting that comment from people that never created content. And we're like, okay, into the second part of this. And keep in mind, we started with 112 people. And on check-in number 3, we had about 20 people on the call. And this tells me a lot of things, right? And we designed this challenge like that on purpose, where we really want to see who goes past the hump of the 10 days. And remember when we first did 45 Live, the 10th day, it was like the hump. It was like the first hump that people had to go through. And at the end of the day, it's like, if we believe in this, like you said, we shift the belief and we try to do this. Like, this is something that we're going to have to do almost every single day and every single week and moving forward and creating systems around to optimize based on your workday or your life or whatever you do, right? Everybody's going to have their own system. We've changed the flow of this podcast quite a few times. But apart from that, it's like, I think there's a sense of like, I don't want to call it urgency. I think like people put a lot of hope into the content that they're trying to create. Like it's almost like the last resource. Don't you feel like I feel like people come to content almost like, oh, I've tried everything else and like this is gonna be my Lord and Savior, right? And it's like this sense, and I think it depends on the levels, but I've encountered that conversation a lot where it's like I'm putting all my faith in this that's gonna work, and it's like a brand new skill. I would love to hear your thoughts around that.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's honestly, I don't think it's something just unique to content creation. I think we see that behavior because that is a space that we're in. But honestly, I think that is just a behavior of people that they've tried something for maybe a limited amount of time, you know, not at the volume that it needs to be done to create some sort of results. And then they say, all right, let me try something else, right? Because it's easier to try something new and different than actually admit that, okay, well, maybe I did this wrong. Let me see, how can I improve it, right? And they move on their resources to the next stage, which again is pretty detrimental because when you're doing something, let's say, you know, any given channel, right? Any given strategy, not social media, right? Let's say you're doing cold calling and you don't do it at the volume enough for it to give you some sort of meaningful data of whether it work or not, but you feel like you're trying it, you know, and then it doesn't give you the results. You still learn some skill, but then you're like, let me change to a different vehicle. Let me change now to social media and content creation. Like all that experience that might be relevant for that, like you're just getting stagnant there. Yeah. And by switching vehicles, you're pretty much starting again from zero. So this to say, going back to the first point, social media might not be the channel for you. What you've been doing, you might need to take a hard look in the mirror and ask yourself, am I doing enough of this to have meaningful information of whether it is working or not? And don't do it based on time, because you could be doing it for the last 2-3 years, but you might have not been doing it at the right volume, the right scale, right? Not enough reps in those 2-3 years to have meaningful information. Yeah. And then you're like, let me jump into the next opportunity, right? SOS, shiny object syndrome. And I'm talking about this from experience because, you know, within social media and within type of offers, like that happens too. You know, we might be selling one specific type of offer. We might not be doing the right volume. We might not having the right amount of conversations. And then the perception is that it's not working. And we might change and jump to the next offer. Again, maybe same method of promotion and stuff, because we're like, oh, this other offer is going to sell better. Yeah. And again, we're just kind of like decreasing our chances of success because we're starting back down here. So we've been there. Like we've done that a lot. So 100% understand when people come into social media thinking this is their new hope, right? This is going to work for them. So I think part of it is being straightforward with them, right? And if this is you right now listening to it and you're like, oh man, I thought social media was going to be it for me. It can be it for you. But just so you know, if you don't expect it to be it for you in the next 2-3 months, you know, unless you do massive amounts of volume, right? And conscious volume with intention, not just throwing spaghetti at the wall. Like take action and then revisit on what you're doing, what worked, what didn't work, go back to the lab, you know, cook it for a little bit longer and try again. But yes, it's what I really meant what I said at the beginning. Can it work for everybody? I absolutely believe yes, it can, as long as you're being intentional, you have a strategy behind it, right? And you take consistent action. It's going to work. Is everybody going to have 1 million followers, 100,000 followers? Probably not. Yeah. But what are the goals that we're putting in place that is part of the strategy? And I'm assuming if you're a business, and I'm going to say that I'm probably assuming right on this one. Your goal is not just to have 100,000 followers, but is actually make some money and create opportunities. And guess what? You can have conversation. You can create conversation and opportunities with smaller followings. So again, if this is you right now and you're like, oh man, I really thought social media was going to be in, my silver bullet type of deal. Honestly, any channel, any strategy could be the silver bullet as long as you put the intention and the action behind it. So if you do want to make social media that silver bullet, you need to commit. You need the discipline and you need a strategy, which we can help you build. If you go to bizbros.co/monetize, 100% free, one-on-one, 5 days, we build and craft that strategy for you to then take action, have all the meaningful information that you need to make it work for you and your business.
That's right. Take advantage of that, guys. I've seen some indicators, right? Also, like I'll add to everything that you said. And I think a personal level, I don't know if it's advice, but it's like, we also have to enjoy the creation process, right? Like I've seen so many people trying to push through the creation process where it's something that they don't enjoy doing. And it's really challenging. Like there's some people that are monsters and they move forward like in the best way possible, right? Like they're like badasses and they just like move, things forward regardless of whatever, right? Because like they're so motivated for, their goals and objectives. But I've seen it that is very rare. So we talk often about removing the friction, and that might come to, like Fonzie said, maybe social or video might not be for you, but something else can be. So just be open to that and just know that there's many solutions and recognize like what do you actually enjoy creating. And it could be enjoy to the point where you create a system and then you delegate that system to somebody else in your team, right? For example, right?
Yeah. I want to say this just because I don't want everybody to, or I don't want people to misinterpret what I said. I did say, I do believe everybody can make it work, but at the same time, I do not think everybody will make it work because, again, it depends on your values, your consistency, how disciplined, how hard you work on that stuff. And some people are going to lack some of those traits, right? Some people might quit a little bit too early. Now, the people that stay consistent, play long enough, I cannot tell you, I don't have an answer of when it will become successful for you, when it will work out. But I do believe it will work out if you stay consistent long enough working on it. Yeah. You will find your mojo. You will find, what is the message that resonates, right? Consistency creates clarity. We've been saying that since the beginning of the podcast, right? Your message, the more you say it, you're distilling it and understanding what resonates with the people that you talk. You become better at communicating your ideas. You understand what type of formats you enjoy creating content on, and you lean onto those. You see the answer from the public and, what actually resonates with them. Keep creating more of that. You start understanding what are the resources that you can create to help them. And then they give you their contact information. You create conversation. You get to sell them. It's a journey. It takes a lot of time. And there's a lot of pieces that go with it. Right? So do I believe everybody can do it? Yes. Do I think everybody will do it? No.
Yeah. And I think initially we were very naive on this. We're like, we really put our eggs in, the people that we're supporting on the production side, right? Because we have the production side. And I remember lately, especially with the podcast studio, where it's like, okay, they'll come and made like, oh man, like they might be like down for a week or so. I'm like, have you published the content that we've produced for you? And they're like, no wonder, right? Like we need to put it out there. Like there's like these elements and these steps that we need to keep in mind. And that's why, we're here to support you with inside of either Business Creator Club or inside of the challenge, bizbros.co/monetize. Sweet, man. Well, cool update on the challenge. Is there anything else you want to share with us?
Nope. Maybe another episode we can go a little more more tactical, a little sneak peek into what the challenge looks like, maybe some actionable points for people to, take action right there and start, crafting a good strategy for them that they can start taking action on.
What are the types of creators that you've seen? Last question, like you've seen it's mainly short form content, correct?
It's mainly for short form. Yes. I mean, I will say the premise is for a short form content strategy. And I think honestly, for the most people that come in, that is what they're already doing. Yeah. We also prime them on when you sign up, we ask for your Instagram, and I think that kind of gives it away. That's kind of what we're looking for. But that being said, doesn't take away. It's Instagram. It's a medium, right? It's one of the channels. You can actually just write and have a strategy on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see. Like,
it's a distribution channel.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. I can't wait to continue seeing these success stories that are coming out of the Clarity Challenge. Is that how we're calling it? The Clarity Challenge.
Fun story. Today, well, we've helped. There's this lady from the education industry. She was a teacher for like over 20 years. Then she was part of the board of education in Montana, I think it was. She's absolutely amazing, and she has a consultancy company now, and her son is part of it as well. So they both jump on the call.
Cool.
And on the last call, right, she was like, this has been awesome, right? Like I really been gaining a lot of clarity and a lot of understanding about how this whole thing works, how social media works. Because she's not somebody that is, deep in the weeds in social media. So their understanding is a little bit limited. And they've now feel very confident on, okay, how do we impact more teachers? Yeah. Also based on the resources that we already have built, right? It's not that we have to build stuff from scratch. So that one has been very cool. Pretty cool. And then we have another one that he actually went from the challenge, decided to work with us for the next 4 months. And, I want to give a shout out to him because he sent a video and he's like, I'm going to post this, right? And I saw the video and I was like, hey, look, here's some feedback. It's a coachable moment.
CBB.
Right? And at first, CBB means can be better. And he, at first, I feel like he got a little bit defensive, right? And I explained to him, like, hey, look, like you can post it. At the end of the day, what we look is for information. You can post this. We can gather information, recreate it again. It doesn't matter, right? But I cannot, first of all, I applaud your effort into creating this piece because I know it has been friction for you. But second, as your coach, right? I'm doing air quotes in here as your content coach. I have the duty to tell you that this can be better and that these are the ways that you can improve it. Some of these improvements are very low friction. They won't take you that much time.
Yeah.
Some of them, they will take you more time so we can roll over for the next piece of content. So he was like, you know what? You're right. So we had a call, one of our weekly calls. We jump on, we break down the whole video, right? We transcribe the script, put it in there, work line by line, change the hook, change the visuals of what he was doing. How can we communicate this message better? How can we give your audience a clear solution? Are we making this unique, right? We work 1 hour on this one piece of content, which again, obviously it's a lot of work. And he was like, his face while we were working on this was like, man, this is a lot. And I told him, dude, it is a lot. it is a lot of work.
Yeah.
If you're trying to, he runs, right? I'm like, dude, if you're training for a marathon, it is going to be a lot of work, right? And this is a sort of marathon. You want to go on the long term. And if you want to improve your skill, it takes a lot of effort. So yes, we're going to be doing this with your pieces of content. We're going to be reviewing them, redoing them, reworking them. And he sent me today the new piece of content after all that rework. And dude, honestly, I saw it and I was so proud. I was like,
night and day.
This is awesome.
So good.
It looks absolutely amazing. There's still improvement. Always. CBD can always be better. But I was like, this is, the difference is massive.
Yeah.
And I was very proud of the action that he took. I know now every piece of content that comes is going to be up to that standard. And then we're going to see, okay, how do we keep improving on what we have? So it's been awesome. It's been a really fun journey.
Yeah.
And
so cool.
We'll see where it goes.
Yeah. As you were doing that, I was thinking, man, like obviously a lot of these talking head videos are like when you are that attractive character, right? Like there's some feedback that comes, whether that's from the audience or your coach or the people that watch that content. And there might be there like an invisible wall that we initially don't see, which is we might think that they're attacking us because it's us delivering the message, but it's really about the message at the end of the day, right? Like, are people resonating with this? Like, are we presenting that message? And because we are the ones delivering it, maybe we take some of that feedback personal, right? And that might discourage a lot of people. So what I want to say is like, don't let that discourage you at the end of the day, right? There's people that might be watching that don't know you personally. They don't know your background. They don't know your, what you've done to get to this point at the end of the day, whether that's little or a lot. And it's about the delivery and what we're saying out of our mouths, right? Or what we're showing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, after that, I decided to do something every time we get one of those clients in that program. So today, actually, we have somebody else commit after doing that 5-day challenge. They're like, you know what? I want to work together with you guys for the next 4 months. The first thing I told him, I was like, cool. Now that we know the nature of this relationship right here, one of the first things I'm going to tell you is that it's work. It's going to be a lot of work. And he understands in a way because he's in the fitness industry. Okay. He's also a runner, personal coach. There's going to be a lot of work. And when you send me these videos, I do not want you to take this personal, but there will be feedback, right? And there will be feedback on a lot of different things.
Yeah.
So I need you to understand that it's not personal, but it's me with the best intentions guiding you towards the goal that we established in this strategy that you want. And he's like, I got it. I won't take it personal. So I'm like, I'm about to just make like a contract, and every person that signed up is like, here's the contract. You won't take the feedback personal, and we're gonna collectively work towards your improvement.
So cool, dude. So cool. Thanks for these updates, Fonzie. I can't wait to kind of see that. Thank you for, sharing it here and allowing everybody to do this for free. I told him, like, you should charge some money. And he's like, no, man, I'm going to be the Robin Hood of content. No, it's awesome, man. I really appreciate the work that you're doing. And I can't wait to see. I've seen the result of some of the people that are publishing this, and their confidence is through the roof. Their ability to get better and adapt is incredible. So yeah, go to BeastRose.co/monetize. Come join us. And then just know that we have other options. Send us a DM at BeastRosco in every social media if you want to learn more about what we do. If you're in Jacksonville, come visit us at Studio Podcast Suites. We're here, baby. We're here to help you publish and to gain momentum. Let's go. See you guys in the next episode.
See ya.